everyone, Liam Catterson here. Final episode of Season 3 of The 100. Jesus, have I made it this far? It's so surreal. Like, I remember this being the secret show that I was teasing a lot of people about, and getting started. I think a lot of us, like, reflect on Season 3... Season 1 at this point, and think of how far the show has come. I mean, at first, I had no idea what to think. I thought it was going to be, okay, well, humans versus grounders. Grounders get extinct, what next? But we've come so far with, technology being involved, mountain weather being dicks, and yeah, the show has absolutely been a real delight to get through. I'm kind of glad that I have held off watching The 100 up until now, because I've still got a long way to go. But I'm also kind of sad, because I think this show has been absolutely fun to watch. Season 3 in general has been pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I have enjoyed it. There have been a few moments where things might not have seemed, too okay and all of that. But it's still, it's not like slumped in terms of like, it's not like, oh, this is garbage now because of Season 3 and all of that. It's not been okay, I guess, if there's an ounce of good, it's not been to the level of like Doctor Who Series 11, where, Doctor Who Series 11 was pretty decent, and, I say pretty decent, there were a lot of stories that were like, and, you could think that with, I don't know. I don't know. I see a lot more quality eking out in the second half of The 100 Season 3 than I did with the first. And this show has frustrated me, but I think it's done a good job at that deliberation. Bellamy, for example. I mean, in my eyes, I kind of see why he did the way he did. He went the way he did, especially with that vulnerability in my eyes. And Pike, he was just there to make you, want to kill him and all of that. Even though he is fighting for, I guess, a decent cause, I can still never forgive him for what he's done, what he did to Lincoln. So yeah. And Season 3 has had a lot of deaths, which... I mean, The 100 has a lot of deaths anyways, but you guys know what I mean. Key deaths. Lexa, Lincoln, Sinclair. Yeah, there's been a lot of shit going down this season, and it's been pretty interesting. Especially with Ali's rise to power. Like, I think she's the best villain they've done. Like, I like the idea that every season we've had an improvement in terms of a character and their villainy, and their motives might be pretty will have interesting concepts. Like we had Cage with his desire for his people to return to the Earth under very draconic ways, and you got Ali, who wants to remove pain. And I've even said it before, pain is part of humanity. I mean, it sucks, but it is integrated. It is integrated into the human race. So, yeah, and they have. It's not like a shitty way of villains rising, I guess. It is a very interesting way. Like I said, the removal of pain aspect is a pretty interesting part to focus on, and not just that though, but the way that Ali has gone about such horrific acts, like in the last episode, and kept a straight face. That AI static face and that has been absolutely interesting. Like it makes for a really great actor, because she shows no emotion for an AI. Like some might do, and it might work well, but there's something about the actress playing Ali who just has this blank stare, like this emotionless glare whenever things go for better or for worse, that just really is horrifying to see, in terms of like, oh my god, this is scary. So yeah, I'm gonna do what I've done in the past 2 seasons and then get on with this, because you guys want to check out how Clark hopefully beats Ali, because that's what we need at the minute, because Ontari's done. What now then? So yeah, Luna, it's the best time for you to say it was a joke. But yeah, my favourite characters for this season, I'm not saying overall for the show because I like to, because I don't know. I like to see, like, there might be certain seasons where characters do rise, but my love for certain characters still, kind of remains the same. Just that my love, and as well as the fact that these characters might not be sticking around for further seasons and all of that. So yeah, but I will say that Clark's still up there. I've loved Octavia's story this year. Like, Octavia has just been heartbreaking to watch, and I think, especially in the latter part of season 2, she has improved as a character, and I've just been enjoying her story. I've been so immersed with what she's had to offer. Ali, gotta throw her in there because, like, she's done some really, really messed up shit. Like in the last episode, which you can check out my reaction to. Didn't get mad at all. But like I said, it all goes back to how perfectly played her villainy is. And it's just been absolutely fascinating to watch. So yeah. Shout out as well to Murphy, who I've grown a new appreciation for. People are going to be pointing at me saying, told you so. Told you so. But no, honestly, Murphy's story has been great, especially when he was trying to play it safe with Ontario being the Flamekeeper and him assisting Clark as well, especially during that heartbreaking episode 13. Jasper as well, considering I've loved how they've done his story in terms of depression and just how changed his character is. Because I don't feel like it's, this is an annoying stage for Jasper to be in and all of that. I feel his hurt, and I want to see how this character, copes with this throughout the season. And I've just been enjoying what he's had to offer, especially, when he had to be the brains in certain cases, like with Raven when she was under the influence of the sea. And Bellamy as well, which is very, very interesting because I've been frustrated at times for him, but at the same time, I cannot blame him as well. And you just want Bellamy to, rise up from this Pike bullshit, which I'm glad he did. But like I said, I think it's that, would you say it's I will call it manipulation because Pike's a dick. I don't care, what his excuse is these days, like if he's fighting for the good and all of that. It still happened to me. But yeah, this influence that Pike had on him was very, very heartbreaking to watch because you had season 1 where you were not that fond of Bellamy and he was starting to grow and grow and grow. And I don't see it as a stop to his progression because he's lost Gina and he's in a bit of a flux at the minute. And you got a fanatic like Pike saying, well, this happened and you've been fighting around it since day one. So yeah. So it's influencing his mind and it's very, very heartbreaking to see him in my eyes. But, Bellamy's still up there in terms of, favourite characters and that. So, yeah, it's not like, hey, Bellamy, you've had a shit season. Lie down. But these characters have stood out the most for me. As well as episodes, top 3 this year. I don't know, because I'm a bit of a standstill in terms of a couple of episodes. Not standstill. I'm a bit, undecided. Because I've got Nevermore, which was absolutely intense, especially Raven under the influence of Ali. Join or Die was pretty great, especially, exploring pre-season 1 arc times and how different Pike was before he was a complete dick. And I have One Hater Part 2. I really like that over Part 1. As well as 13. Even though that was fucking emotional and heartbreaking, and I couldn't think through, after through the review. I couldn't think at all, and I'm still hurt. But it did great exploring the origins, I guess, of the Grounders. And yeah, it was just heartbreaking. So I live for my pain. But yeah, with that said, I'm going to get started because I think I've rambled on enough. But I was just giving you my thoughts of Season 3 in general, favourite episodes, characters, so yeah. But yeah, what's going to happen? How is Ali going to be stopped? If someone has any malware for her, then that would be great right now. But yeah, this is the final episode of Season 3 of The 100. I'm looking forward to it. The extended reaction will be on Patreon. Let's go.
No.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It wasn't her. It wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Hey, stop. I'm sorry. It wasn't you. No. It wasn't you.
Time for what?
An ascension ceremony.
Ascension? You just said Antari wasn't an option.
Oh,
so she's still chipping
Clark.
in have an EMP.
We're not putting the flame in Antari's head. We're putting it in mine.
There we go. I had a feeling.
Clark. That thing killed Emerson in seconds.
I will know. I will find you.
Well, you technically
Are
found
you
her.
really willing to let your friend die for a 2% chance?
What do you think? 2%. But I don't. Oh, Monty! Yes! I was gonna say 2% is better than nothing.
Good thing there's no pain in the City of Light.
It's gonna be a weird feeling, isn't it? Like, you have this
Hey,
icky
I'm
blood.
doing that hanging upside down.
Bellamy. Oh my god.
Ready?
Do it.
Sunday Superiors.
Here we go. You are, oh boy, yeah. This is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is... Oh, isn't it poetic that the two people that Clark loves is right there? Oh, here we go. Welcome to the Vortex, the framework, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, stalking's not great, mate. Move along. Ah, it's a nice city. Okay. That guy was just doing his business. There we go.
You can't see me.
The flame's protecting. The flame's making her invisible. Shit. Steal his ice cream. That's how you know. Oh shit. Shit. She's got eyes on him. Oh! Hey, props to Octavia. She's doing this herself. Not the best idea.
I know how you feel. I let my need for revenge put me on the wrong side. I don't want that for you.
He's coming to terms with that. That vulnerability in the mind after Gina.
Closed.
When I see things like you, I needed that. I believed that they were bad and we were good. I don't know what to believe anymore. I just know I have to live with what I've done.
Fucking hell! Bellamy! Holy shit! You are a dude. Yeah, eat your shit and live with that pike. Shit. Lexa! Oh! Lexa! Oh my god! Lexa! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh. not cool. This is not cool.
Our fight is not over.
It's me, Murphy. It's me.
Just go get Clark. I got this.
The things you have to do to survive.
Fight! I know you can do it!
Angel's alive?
Yes. On the cross. Suffering needlessly.
Yeah, I knew it! I knew it! In the water is never a good sign.
Oh, Lexa! I love you. I'll always be with you.
That's it. That's it. That's how you kill me. Oh, go on, Lexa! Let's do this! Don't need to see what she did because she's a badass and we love her.
This is it.
It's a literal kill switch. What else were you expecting?
If you, by my calculations, in less than 6 months, 96% of the Earth's surface will be uninhabitable.
Showing her what she... Oh, shit.
Even for those born in space. So you see, the City of Light is the only thing that can save you.
Oh. Bull. Bull. Oh, my... Ah!
This is it. Keep Clark safe. Give her time.
It's testing her. Oh, shit.
The implementation of a benign final goal through deleterious methods unforeseen by a human programmer. Like killing 6.5 billion people to solve overpopulation. Goal isn't everything, Ellie. How you reach the goal matters too. I'm sorry that I didn't teach you that. You don't have to bear the burden of decisions like this one, Clark.
Oh, she's back. She's in the same place as Mount Weather again. Shit.
You don't have to live with the pain of the things that you've done anymore.
We learn from them.
The
Pain. Their memories. Let them decide for themselves.
Exactly.
Her core command is to make life better for mankind. She still thinks she's doing that.
Ay.
You don't ace pain. You overcome it.
Yeah! Tell it! Tell it!
And we will.
Oh, dearie me. Don't stall, Clark. Do it! Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore, man. Oh.
Just another day on the ground, right?
John.
Doesn't mean nearly. Oh. Oh, man. Oi! Who's got that audience here?
How will we know if she did it?
She did it.
I'm sorry I shot you.
I didn't feel it.
They're back together! This is real! This is real!
Sorry, Monty. That's okay.
Use a drink.
Acting like someone who just saved the world.
Because we didn't.
Ah, yes, she's got that ominous warning. 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't think you have Bellamy say, for fuck's sake. Oh! Holy fuck! straight comes Strow. Is that it? Either way, you're dead! I say that's... Holy shit, we're ending on a positive. Holy fuck! Not something you'd expect from the 100 season 3, actually. Ending on a positive. Pike getting what... I think that was a very appropriate ending, if anything. Like, end on a positive. Pike dying, because... I mean, yeah, he did help out in this fight against Ali, but at the same time, we do not forget what he put Arcadia through, what he did to Lincoln, how he took a vulnerable Bellamy and created him into a monster, which I really, really loved, by the way, his rejection for what he did. We don't forget what he did. And I think that was deserved. Fuck you, Pike. Holy shit. That was emotional. That was brutal. Yeah. In terms of quality, I do think the season 2 finale was more better, and I think it was the intensity with this, whereas this finale felt more emotional. It was intense at times, don't get me wrong, especially with Kane killing Murphy. I was like, oh shit. I had a feeling, Bellamy wouldn't be offed, but it was still tense to see, as well as everything else going on. Ali being there, and it's that situation of will Clark let the world perish seemingly in 6 months or not. So there were still tense times, but I think you felt more emotion from this finale than you did with the season 2, whereas that was tension all around. With Clark going through that tough decision with Monty and Bellamy there, of course. Not just that, though, but it's thinking about what's going to be on Clark's mind, Jasper's separation from everyone, considering what they've done. So it felt there was a lot of tension there, and I think that was the main aspect of that finale, whereas this finale, there was a lot of emotions running wild. Like I said, of everyone breaking down after everyone came to their senses, Lexa... Yeah, it was really, really great. And then you felt a bit of emotion with scenes like Bellamy admitting what he did was wrong, and he thought that was the right path to believe that they were the good guys and the Grounders were actually bad and vengeance was consuming him. And then realizing, him admitting to Pike siding with him was absolutely not on. And like what he did, what he's had to do and all of that in the past anyways, he's got to live with that. So I really, really love that development there from Bellamy, which just confirms why he's one of my favourites, because he knows when things are wrong. He might make brutal, controversial decisions, but he it's not like he's Pike, because Pike was like, actually, this was the right side, and I'm glad he's dead. Honestly, Octavia, the way she killed Pike was really, really well done. She coldly did it, and, there was that coldness. You could see it, and it was brilliant. What's funny, though, is that during this episode, her vengeance was a vulnerability for her. Kind of like how it was for Bellamy, because what happened with Gina, he had vengeance in his mind with that grief, didn't he? And yeah, his vulnerability went overboard to the point where he was okay. There was a limit, of course, as we got to see, but still, he was on the point of revenge after what happened to Gina. He was grieving, and he took it out against the Grounders. He even admitted that about what he did was wrong. So, like I said, it's so funny how Octavia acted on vengeance like Bellamy did, with the fact that she was so fixated on vengeance with Pike that she deaded his leg, basically. She also allowed Ali's army to get into the tower, which was really... Well, first, the ones climbing on the tower was absolute, I mean, I guess Ali coordinated their steps so they would have no chance of falling, because that's a long tower to climb, and yeah, I assume Ali would have been like, oh, if you choose this step, then you have a 95% chance of falling and all of that. So yeah, but it's still pretty brutal. But yeah, like I said, Octavia's fixation on vengeance was a nice parallel. So yeah, the Blakes are more alike than they think, even if they want to shrug it off and that. But I'm glad anyways that Pike got what he deserved, and I'm so glad that Octavia was the one that ended him. What did I say when Lincoln got shot? That I hoped that Octavia would be the one to end. Even though he was doing, decent... well, yeah, he was doing decent stuff. He was fighting for the right cause. It doesn't make him a good person. It is ironic that he died, I guess, as a hero, but, he still had that belief that what he did at Arcadia and all of his actions we despised him for was for the right cause. So, yeah. And you could see that Pike was a bit wary of Octavia. The way he kept looking at her as if, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I thought that when he was standing near the edge, Octavia would have thrown him out or something like that. And you would have seen Pike just fall. Like that grounder who was the most moronic person ever by when Lexa challenged him to stand near the gap. Yeah. What else were you expecting there? But yeah, I'm glad that Pike is dead, because even though he did good and he joined in the fight against Ali, you can't forget what he did. So, it's gonna be interesting to see where her story does go in season 4. Good news though, Indra is alive. So yeah, even though we didn't see her in this episode, we got confirmation from Kane under the influence of Ali that Indra is alive. So that's great, because I thought with everything that she told Octavia in the previous episode and her saving Kane, that she would die like that. And like I said, Rubicon was a close shave anyways, in my eyes. So I doubt they would have gave that opportunity for, oh, will she make it, will she not make it? Yeah, that kind of opportunity to Indra. But looks like I was wrong, so yeah. So yeah, this episode was pretty intense. I kind of had a feeling, didn't I? I think it was the last episode, but I did say that, are they going to do some kind of blood transfusion thing, since the flame needs to be compatible with Nightblood, as we saw, Ali 2 needs to be compatible with Nightblood for it to work right, and the only way I could see that, unless Luna... It was a joke, everyone. Unless Luna came in saying that. The only reason I thought that could work is if Clark had a bit of Ontari's blood into her, like making her that hybrid, which she basically became in this episode. So, I mean, it's predictable to think, but how else are they going to really do it if Ontari's brain dead? So, yeah, that came to fruition, and it wasn't all plain sailing, because even for Murphy, who had to keep, beating the heart, so yeah, that would, I mean, he's used to it now, I don't know how long it would have been in total, but yeah, not the nicest thing to do, but the things you do to survive, even if it's for the next 6 months, which seems to be the case. I mean, the 100, the Sky Crew, they've gone through a lot of hell. They've made an impossible alliance with the Grounders. They beat Ali. But stopping a bunch of power plants from killing, 96% of the world's population? Yeah, good luck. I mean, they will find a way, because Clark's smart, and yeah. But that was a really tough call as well, because the thing is, though, I was skeptical about if Ali's words were right about the fact that the world was ending. Even though she said it's not a lie, you have that doubt, don't you? Make an insight check. And then you forget that she doesn't have emotions. even though the kill switch was there, she was not to worry because she is an AI and she has never expressed emotion on this show anyway. So why would that be the first time? Why should that be the first time? So yeah, at first I was like, oh yeah, that's bullshit. But like I said, there was no need for her to worry, and at least this is a choice for her. Some would say the first real choice, because there was that lack of free will with the whole chip situation. But what I really, really loved was Clark saying, well, why don't you give people a choice? And, Becca admits her mistakes with the fact that she was programmed to, I guess, preserve life, even in the most harshest of ways, which would include torture and all of that. So, yeah, there was no matter of real choice involved in my eyes, and that's what I've always said. I've always said with what what Ali has done, not Abby, that was also emotional as well, that very first scene. But yeah, with what Ali has done, there hasn't been a choice, because it's either live or it's either this, or you just basically take as much damage until you are practically dead. So yeah, even though people will have their thoughts, that's just me, and you don't have to take my thoughts to granted, do you? So yeah, but it seems like we're going to be dealing with that next season, so that's going to be very, very interesting. And I'm also wondering what's going to happen in terms of the Grounders, because they're without a commander unless they somehow find Luna, which was like, to everyone's knowledge, Luna ran off. So unless they somehow find Luna, or Luna shows up and says, so am I late? It's a joke, right? You're late. Otherwise Clark wouldn't have gone through all of that trouble. But hey, yeah, what are they going to do there? Like, they've got to find a new commander, unless they, look at Clark, and I don't know, because now they're without a commander, Ontari's done, and Luna can't, and nobody has any idea about Luna. It's like, what are they going to do? I'm wondering what's going to happen between them and the Sky Crew as well. Maybe they're going to hopefully form an alliance now that Pike's out the window. Oh, he should have been initially, if you my earlier comment. But yeah, like, what's going to happen? We'll just have to wait and see. But it's going to be very, very interesting season 4, with 96% of the world's population under threat from becoming uninhabitable. And the fact that there are the plants that survived the bombings are coming to the end of their life and are going to basically fuck the world up. So yeah, will Clark find a way? Who knows? But yeah, this was just really, really intense of an episode. Shall we talk about Clexa? Because I was not ready for that. Although I should have been, because I have always said if Clark enters the City of Lights, especially with the Ali-2 chip, the commander thing, she would meet Lexa, and that's what she would have wanted. Of course, she couldn't have the opportunity to do so because of the fact that she was not compatible, and this is the only time she would have been compatible. So, yeah, I was wondering, like, throughout the season, would there be that opportunity? And it didn't strike my mind until Lexa did come out, and it was beautiful. I did like the aspect that she got a better exit than she did in her physical form, because Lexa's a very, very hardened character, and she we've seen her in the season, in fact, when she fought off against Rowan, how brutal and ready she was. Like, there was that moment where Rowan was going to end her, and then she dodges out the way, and it was like, well, a gunshot is well, then again, I think that's been the habit of CW shows at certain times, where you've got strong characters who are absolutely immense, and then they die by something lame. I'm not talking about a certain season of Arrow, by the way. And it is kind of lame in a sense that Lexa did die from a gunshot, and it's one of those unfortunate things, isn't it? Even Titus was upset about the fact that he killed Lexa. It wasn't like, oh, it's a betrayal, ha 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 ha. Yeah, it's one of those unfortunate things, but it still does suck that she died from a bullet wound. But I do like the aspect, like I said, that she got a better exit than in her physical form, because she basically went off and fought a crowd. No need to explain what happened there, because, yeah. But yeah, that was very, very emotional. It was great for Clark to give that closure and express her love to Lexa. That was... I didn't... seriously, who was chopping onions? But yeah, it was very, very... it was more emotional, their reunion, than I think episode 7 gave off when Lexa was dying. Because I think it didn't help with the fact that she had that prolonged scene where, oh, is there going to be hope or whatever? It didn't look optimistic, but I was just hoping, please let there be a way, because I feel like Lexa has been underused, and this can't be the end for her. For such a really, really fascinating and extreme character like Lexa, this couldn't be the end. And it was. So, yeah, I think that didn't help. And it was very, very emotional, especially with the fact that we've understood how Clark's emotions has gone throughout this show, throughout the second half of the season, yeah. We understand her emotions, and seeing her with Lexa absolutely broke us, so yeah. It also broke us seeing Jasper and Monty get back together. Well, not that way. I like the bromance aspect. It's very emotional. And I don't know. It was one of the best uses. I say was, considering they're in a bit of a fracture, but they kind of made up, it seems. We'll have to see how that goes around with season 4. But yeah, like I said, that really got to me, and I think that was on top of everything. Like everyone coming to terms with what they've done. Kane, Imori and Murphy, and then just seeing Jasper and Monty, yeah, that was poof. And it's understandable why he was distraught about the fact that he had his happiness taken away from him, because this is the thing that I've always been worried about Jasper being hooked to the City of Lights, because this would give him a happier, because he's had that depression with what happened with Maya, I guess Shay, yeah? And you have worried a lot, haven't you, with what's going to happen if he's going to find his happiness with the City of Light. And he did. But I liked the fact that Monty did confront him, saying, it will get better. And, you know, you had everyone comfort him. It's not like it was selfish, because he wants happiness. That gave him happiness. And, yeah, that's why I thought that was a brilliant thing. I did think that once we cut to him and he walked off, he was going to kill himself in some capacity. I think it was the fact that he was all alone and we focused on him. I thought he was not going to take hope into consideration and think of it as an easier way to deal with the fact that he can't have happiness. So I did think he was going to stab himself in some capacity potentially, but that was really, really beautiful seeing them two kind of make things up. Hopefully we will get that expanded upon on season 4, but yeah, that's what I needed. Not that bullshit that we had in the last episode. Fuck off with that. Like I said, the first scene was emotional. And it's great to see everyone coming to terms. I'm so interested to see what Jaha's going to be like in season 4, considering, like I said, he was the biggest ass kisser for Ali. So how everyone's going to react to him, especially since he was the one that advocated this lead to the City of Lights, because he was the one that confronted Murphy about, hey, so how about we go on a little trip whilst, you know, we've got this situation with the Grounders and the Sky Crew with Mount Weather. How about we go to a totally harmless trip to the City of Lights? Yeah, that's one of the most interesting aspects, as well as the whole melting nuclear plants things that we got going on next season, that I'm really looking forward to, considering he was not Lexus, Ali's biggest advocate. And of course we've seen that everyone's coming to terms with what they've had to do, and the fact that they were influenced by an AI. But no one comes as bigger as Jaha, considering, like I said, biggest advocate, and he was the one that initially started this with Murphy. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see in the next season. But yeah, that was a really, really emotional excerpt. And I've also just realised I shouldn't be laughing, but it was another fucking lever, like in Mount Weather. So she's had to choose something that was the best for her people, I guess. Yeah. Over an option that could have seen a better survival for certain people or something like that. I don't know. But at the end of the day, she had to pull another lever in the finale that could or will cause the deaths of a lot of people, which did happen. I mean, it probably won't happen for the whole radiation situation, but you just never know. Like, this is a risk that Clark's willing to take. So basically, Earth becomes uninhabitable if they don't find a solution. But I know there's a season 5, but season 5 is the afterlife, so that's great. Unless they do 3 months and then 3 months of season 5 and then that's it. I don't know. But yeah, it was emotional. Loved that revenge from Octavia and you know, Bellamy coming to terms with what he's had to done. It was very, very intense to see everyone fight off and keep Clark and Ontari protected. With that fight with Kane choking Bellamy, with Abby having to take drastic action. Yeah, it was just really, really great. There was some humor as well, like Abby staying at the back, just in case you don't do it. And then Bellamy, I think that's one of the best comments ever from Bellamy. Try doing this upside down. Son of a bitch. Yeah, there was some great bits of tension, humor, emotions. And I'm really interested to see how season 4 is gonna be handled in some aspects. New commander, Jaha, what's gonna happen with the world, Octavia. Oh, this is gonna be fun, season 4. I can tell already, especially with the odds not looking in favour for Clark, but nothing's ever impossible. So yeah. But yeah, that was it for for season 3 of The 100. I absolutely enjoyed that finale, so great stuff. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, you can check the videos on the right. If you want to check out more of my content, you can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!